Malay apanya?
Sate.
Berempat tusuk?
200 tusuk makan di sini.
Silakan, Jeng.
Cepetan, Mas.
Sedilok tak, Jeng?
Soto.
Iya, sotonya.
Sama pancinya.
Hah? Panas ininya.
Puncak. Aduh, panas kuat. Puncak.
Hi everyone! In my last video, I was super nervous. It affected my speech so much. But this time, I have a good feeling. And I'm sure that soon enough, I will be more relaxed and talking in front of the camera will not be a big problem for me. Well, I gotta manifest good things only, right? Friends called me the queen of manifestation for a good reason.
Manifesting wealth.
Welcome to the first season of 7 Female Ghosts of Indonesia. In the second episode, I will be talking about Sundel Bolong and the person behind the success and the popularity, Susana. Personally, I'm a big fan of Susana growing up because us Indonesians admire both her acting skills and her beauty, especially her skill in making her dead characters alive. Get it? She was often casted as a ghost. And her death was regarded by many as mysterious, leaving unanswered questions behind to her fans, to her kids, and to her loved ones. But first, Chapter 1. Etymology and History. According to a book titled Kumpulan Kisah Nyata Hantu di 13 Kota, or Collection of Real Ghost Stories in 13 Cities by Argo Wikanjanti, the name Sundel Bolong derives from the physical appearance of the ghost. The word Sundel, which means prostitute, and Bolong in Javanese, which literally means hole. Modern folklore studies believe that the myth was developed in Javan culture to deter prostitution that developed during the Dutch East Indies colonization. The ghost myth of Sundel Bolong, also known as Sundal Bolong in Malay, has also become a common legend in Malaysia after being brought by immigrants from the archipelago. Sundel Bolong is commonly depicted as a beautiful woman with long hair and a long white dress that is pierced, penetrated with holes at the back, revealing a glimpse of her abdomen. Many mistake Sundel Bolong for Kuntilanak because in their myths, Sundel both are portrayed with long hair and wearing a white dress. The distinguishing feature between the depiction of Sundel Bolong and Kuntilanak is the pierced with holes back. Here comes the interesting part. In the most popular story, a Sundel Bolong, more commonly referred to a prostitute ghost, is the soul of a woman who died when she was pregnant outside of marriage and therefore gave birth in her grave, or who died during childbirth and the baby came out from her back. This is the reason why the hole was created in her back. She is also known to steal newly born babies, as she lost her babies during childbirth. According to the myth, Sundel Bolong feels extremely embarrassed about the holes in her body and constantly tries to cover them up, which is why, to trap the victims, who are mostly men, Sundel Bolong often concealed the hole in her back area with her long black hair. I have several theories about Sundel Bolong and its lore. In my opinion, she's basically slut-shamed and villainized relations to stereotypically female things, such as childbirth, prostitution, and so on. And she's basically depicted as a man-eater and a child kidnapper, basically. Chapter 2. Possible Theories. I have 2 possible theories. Theory 1. Sundel Bolong as the villain and the victim. One theory suggests that there is a belief that this myth was created and spread in the archipelago to protect women who walk alone at night in rural areas from the harassment of men with malicious intent, particularly for sexual assault. But my question is, why the F Sundel Bolong is depicted as this horrifying supernatural being, while the true villain here is the man who's trying to assault her? What term best describes this situation? Irony? Theory number 2 suggests Sundel Bolong as a cautionary tale. Remember when I told you that Sundel Bolong is depicted as a beautiful woman who always walks alone at night? This is arguably connected to the reference of ladies of the night, aka prostitutes. In a country like Indonesia and its neighboring countries, religious values are prevalent throughout. So to put prostitution in a bad light, I honestly believe that such folklore exists as a cautionary tale to spread certain values to condone prostitution. In this case, to antagonize these ladies of the night, equalizing them to a literal ghost. But I remember something from my intro to economy class. Supply equals demand. And what happened to these customers of these ladies of the night? Are they painted in the same way? Are they depicted as these horrifying supernatural figures? The answer is, of course not. I guess they can do no wrong.
What? Child. Anyway, so
Chapter 3: Susanna's Legacy and Tragedy. Sundel Bolong has appeared in a number of movies. In 1981, an adult horror film, Sundel Bolong, was released, directed by Sisworo Gautama Putra. In 2007, Legenda Sundel Bolong was released, as well as a remake version, Susanna Bernapas Dalam Kubur, Breathing for 6 Feet Under, which was released in 2018, starring Luna Maya. Talking about Sundel Bolong is not complete without talking about the legacy of Susanna, the queen of Indonesian horror, whose depiction of Sundel Bolong has garnered a legendary status in Indonesia. Also, her unfortunate passing has triggered much discourse, whether or not it was foul play. The one and only horror queen of Indonesia, Susanna. Born Susanna Marta Frederica van Oost, she mesmerized audiences with her haunting performances, becoming an indomitable force in the world of Indonesian horror films. Her portrayal of tormented characters and her ability to invoke fear made her an unforgettable figure in the hearts of many. Susanna's journey to stardom began in the 1950s, when she started as a model before transitioning into acting. However, it was in the realm of horror that she found her true calling. Susanna's collaboration with renowned director Sisworo Gautama Putra ushered a new era of Indonesian horror cinema. Their partnership brought forth a series of spine-chilling films that left audiences trembling with fear. Films like Ratu Ilmu Hitam, The Queen of Black Magic, Malam Satu Suro, Suro Night, and of course Sundel Bolong propelled Susanna's fame into unprecedented heights in the 80s. Her ability to immerse herself in the macabre and embody supernatural beings captivated viewers, making her the reigning queen of Indonesian horror. However, on Wednesday, October 15, 2008, at the age of 66 years old, Susanna departed from this world. Strangely, her family, including her children and former husband, were completely unaware. In the shadows of Susanna's mysterious passing, a chilling story unfolds. Horror Queen of Indonesia has left so many unanswered questions and a haunting silence, which will be examined further in this chapter. The day after her passing, Susanna was quietly laid to rest at Giriloyo Cemetery without any grand ceremony. Her final resting place filled in secrecy and darkness. Cliff Sangra, her second and current husband at the time of her passing, is the only witness. And I quote, "I called our personal doctor when I noticed the signs of her passing. Susanna has consumed milk that night. Before summoning our personal doctors, Dr. Mia Pramudianti and Dr. Hasman Budiono, I still had a conversation with Susanna." Magelang Police Chief AKP Purwanto Harwidodo confirmed Susanna's death as natural, attributed to diabetes. This statement was based on a medical certificate provided by Cliff Sangra. Susanna's loved ones were left in the dark, learning of her passing only after her body had been laid to rest. Even her own daughter, Kiki Maria, discovered their mother's death through the media. Based on my research, unfortunately, before she passed away, Susanna's relationship with her daughter was rocky. It is reported that Kiki Maria disliked Susanna's new husband, and she was sure that Cliff married her mother only for her money. Susanna was 21 years older than Cliff Sangra. It was even reported that Kiki Maria's husband got into a quarrel with Cliff involving a gun, and it was brought to the court. Unfortunately, that Susana also omitted Kiki Maria's name in her will. Clive Sangra also stated that in her will, Susana had expressed her desire for her passing to remain undisclosed. However, the content of her mysterious will remain unknown to this day. In the wake of Susana's departure, darkness enveloped her home. Susana was born into a Catholic family, but no prayers were uttered, and no masses were held on the day of her passing. Even Susana's and Clive Sangra's house stood locked and deserted the day of her passing. Clive Sangra was said to be absent as well. Only in the residence of Susana's relative adjacent to her own did her family minus Clive Sangra manage to gather and offer their prayers for her departed soul. Just like her famous role, Sundol Bolong, the death of the Indonesian horror queen remains shrouded in mystery, with unanswered questions and a sense of unease. In the absence of closure, her memory lingers, forever haunting the hearts of those who admired her. If you're enjoying this video, subscribe, like, turn on the notification, and comment on what you want to see next. I'm Fee from Indomie Humble Servant on your service. Bye.